Hello everyone and welcome back to Deresley. I say welcome back to Deresley, what I mean is welcome back to my model railway and my dinky restorations, because this year I'm going to do more dinky restorations between my railways. This is the first video I have made since I put up the Sunday running video of Deresley, and first of all I want to say I was overwhelmed with comments and likes and everything else, really positive response to that video. So I'm really very grateful and very big thanks to anybody who commented. At one time I was thinking of not commenting on everything because I had over 500 comments, but in the end I managed to get through them all. So thank you all very much. So, plans for the future and New Year's resolutions. Well, let's start with the railway. First of all, I'm going to show you around the room before we look in any detail at the railway. But when I do come to the railway, I'm going to show you what I've been doing over the Christmas period. And that is, I've installed a closed circuit television in my fiddle yard. So you may well be interested in that. I owe a great debt of thanks to John Tothill at Canal Sidings once again for his help in the advice on the electronics. But we'll come to that later. Now, New Year's resolutions. Everybody makes them, and I made some last year, and to be quite honest, I didn't keep most of them, at least the ones regarding the railway, because various events overtook me and I ran out of time and I got behind and so on and so forth. So my New Year's resolution, or one of them for my railway this year, is to not make promises about things I'm going to do specifically. I'm going to make some general comments about what I hope to do in the future on both my railways and with my dinkies, but I'm not going to commit myself to the next video, if you know what I mean. As you're probably aware, the filming and the editing of Deresley Sunday running was quite extensive, and I spread that over quite a few months actually. So what I will be working on is a Easter running special, or a steam special at Easter, something for that period of time which gives me enough time to do some filming and think about it. So I've also done some modification to the workroom here, and I've done it to help speed up my workflow, and I will show you this, I think, because again you might be interested. I've tended to work in a bit of a muddle in the past, and it does slow you down, so I need ways of speeding up. So let me just take you on a little guided tour around the model room, and then we'll have a look at the closed circuit TV. So I've brought my camera this side of the bench so that you can see a new work area I've put in here. Now this whiteboard I bought to recover my original work area, which ended here. I got a good deal on this length. This is an 8-foot bit, and it was the last one they had, so I got a good deal on it, so I bought the 8-foot length. And when I put it in position, I thought, you know what, this is going to be more useful as an 8-foot length than cutting it and using it, and restricting my working space. So here I have a work area here. I'll show you in a minute, but this is under an overhead light, and I have a camera above this area, so I can shoot down on here. And on this side I can have my lighting in front of me, or my camera in front of me, and my lighting or camera behind. It gives me a much more flexible way of setting up for videos. So this has proved to be very useful indeed. So I'm really pleased with this, and underneath it I've got my art easel stored, and I've got paper, and I've made this quite a compact storage area. As you can see, the original bench over the way there has my airbrushes, so I can airbrush from that side or this side just as I wish. If I pan down the length of that wall, you can see that I'm going to use this for general storage of the things I use more often than not. So anything I want readily to hand, I'm going to store down here. And on this side of the wall, as you can see, I have Deresley. Runs the whole 12 feet along this one side of the room. Okay, so first let me apologise for the lighting down here. I don't do much videoing down here, so with this area my lights are a little dim, and I've got the odd stand in front of me and the microphone, but nonetheless the important thing here are these two doors behind me, because this originally were wardrobes in this bedroom. So let me open them, and this is where I keep the fiddle yard at Deresley. There were shelves here over the railway which looked very cluttered, and during the Christmas break I've stripped those out and I've made storage underneath here, which is safer all round, I think, and it makes the area here look cleaner. But most importantly, it makes this area now set up for when I installed the CCTV. Sorry, I'm going to show you the whole of the closed circuit television system I have in here, from my control panel through to the cameras which are in here. So this is one of my cameras. I have 4 of these. I've got one more on order actually, so I will end up with 5 eventually. And in each of the cupboard spaces at the moment I have 2. They're small and they are analog, they're not digital. Digital cameras have a delay, and this can be a problem if you want to stop precisely over uncoupling sections, let's say. So the price of these from China is really very good. They were under £6 each, but I think they're around about £6 at this particular time. So not a great investment at all. These also focus, which is good, and they come with a little the little mounting bracket, so they can sort of angle up and down, and they are fitted to a wooden post about a foot or 300 millimeters above the surface of the track. Now the camera, as I said, will tilt up and down, but the upright of the camera stand is just screwed in, so I can turn it. I can still turn it, so I can have a sideways adjustment as well. It's screwed through a base which is glued to the surface of the fiddle yard. This is the support for camera 1, and I'm not going to move it because I've got them adjusted for the screen, but because it's fixed with a screw at the base, I can simply just turn this to sort of pan round the scene. Output from the camera goes to a yellow plug for video and a white plug for audio. I've cut the white plug off because I don't want audio. The other connector here, the red one, is for a power supply. The power supply I've used is 9 volts, and a 9 volt at 1 amp power supply is perfectly good for 4 cameras and the 5 when I get the other one. It should have no problem with that either. One thing I will show you on the camera is that there are 6 LEDs which are infrared LEDs, so they will work in the dark. But I choose to light the inside of the cabinets with 8-watt LED strip lights. So I've just put some black tape, electrical tape, over the LEDs on each of these cameras. All 4 leads with the yellow plugs are gathered together and are fed through the wall at the bridge end of the layout and come under the baseboard and come up here to this distribution box, and here you see cameras 1, 2, 3 and 4. At the moment this is open because I do, as I say, intend fitting a 5th camera, so I've got to drill through this before I complete it, but this works fully as it is. So the inputs come in here, and the camera for displaying on the monitor is selected by the switches here. So they clearly mark camera 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have 4 connected at the moment, and the switch is on for camera 1, so that's what will show. If I press 2, you'll note camera 1 automatically gets switched off. So each of these will disconnect all the other cameras. So the selected input is output through another AV plug here, another yellow one, and the signal is fed into this video converter. Now there are some adjustments along here for brightness and various other things, but basically this converts the signal to feed into your VGA computer monitor. And if you had no other object to worry about, something like a computer, if you had no computer that you were running as well, you could simply take the output from this on this familiar VGA plug here and run it directly to your monitor. However, I do operate a partial Railmaster, so I use my computer as well, and so instead of this going directly to the monitor, it goes into a video selector. So here I've got 2 options. I can select either the CCT cameras or the monitor. So I don't know whether you can see, but there are 3 plugs in here. So one is the input from here, the other is the input from my computer, and the other is the output for the monitor. So I hope that's clear. From here you could feed directly to the monitor, but if you have another device, like I have a computer, so you've got 2 devices but 1 monitor, this sorts that out and you select whichever one you want, the computer or the CCTV. This is the view from camera 3. It's in the furthest wardrobe space, and it's facing, once you go under the divider onto the board beyond, it'll then come out at the bridge. And the train I'm going to bring out is the Baby Deltic, which is the one you can see to the left of the picture, the second one in. I'll point to it, this one. The locomotive is there, ready to pull the train out. If I switch to camera position 2, you can see this is the view back from that divide, and you can see the nose of the Baby Deltic there. So I would like to make sure the train comes out cleanly. And this is yard 1, this is yard 2, this is yard 3. So I select yard 2, change the points, and then I select arrive platform 1, which changes the points in the route, and everything now is set to take that loco out. So here we go. Once it's safely underway, I can look through to the other and watch its progress. Everything seems to be going the right way. I can switch to the final camera to look through to the tunnel, and to the bridge, sorry, and I can see her approaching the bridge and now I know she's coming out cleanly on the track and has left no coaches behind. I would like to end with a preview of some of my dinghy restorations to come. I've been collecting these during the course of 2019. I'm always tempted to go for the ones that look pretty good, but really I try and find ones that need a lot of work doing, like this Mark X Jaguar. Anyway, my New Year's resolution with Dinky Toys is to streamline the way I do the restorations, and I'm going to attempt to do these in one batch. They will be they will come out as individual videos, but I'm going to restore them, if you like. So while I've got the paint stripper out, I'll paint strip each of these at the same time. And when I'm taking the base plates off, I'll take the base plates off, all of them at the same time. So I'm building up a stock of video clips which will help me create my Dinky Toy videos a little more regularly, I hope. So thanks for watching, and please like and subscribe in the normal way. Thanks again to all my subscribers for your comments, and I'll see you in the next video.